What's up, YouTube? I got a time saver for you guys. 2000 Tundra 4.7. They don't like when you have music in the background. Anyway, they don't. They're saying that you're copywriting. We're not really copywriting. 14-hour job. I'm going to show you my time saver. So fortunate for me, somebody else was in here and the fender skirts were missing. And I left the exhaust system in place. I did a video earlier about how to be more efficient technician. And I think I started on this 8 o'clock. I got distracted and had to stop probably for 20 minutes each time. And in an hour and a half, what time is it? 8. So within an hour, I had both manifolds out. And let me show you the trick. It's my man Al.
Is that yours or something?
No, somebody else. Isn't that some shit? You want it? You want to see if it works?
I just pushed the button. I didn't look
Did it
like
come on?
No.
Pop it on the charger over there. See if it turns back on. Yeah, man. I bet you it still works. Go try it. It's right by the left side of the computer. So the tricks are having all the right tools and the skills and the thought process. So all the top bolts were pretty easy once you got the shields off. You know, I had to air chisel off some of the shields because they were so decayed. But the problem is underneath the motor mount here, it's so tight. So the 2 bolts that you see there, you're gonna need some type of setup like this. This is done in 3/8 drive, 14 millimeters semi-deep, and 2 ball style universal sockets. The chrome ones are gonna kill you, so don't use them. And then you wanna fish them underneath with some type of extension to get you out here with a ratchet, so super fish. You might have to use 3 depending on your tool setup, because not everybody's sockets are exactly the same length and size. I like the really thin ones, but that was the time saver. Once I pulled the 3 bolts off the flanges on the bottom, I slid the exhaust system back, I disconnected the O2s, left them in the manifold. You can see how the manifolds broke there. All of them are 14 millimeters if it's still the original bolts. And then you want to use a swivel socket or a universal socket. And then you can kind of see if the manifold was in place, you want to kind of loop underneath. And then the hardest position was where the motor mount is. So this job requires you to take the motor mounts off. I ain't ever doing that. If I actually had parts for this, I could probably get this job done in 2 hours, start to finish. But yeah, so if you guys are out there and you want a time saver, invest in some tools. You know, the bolts were so tight I had to use a step down 3/8 to 1/2 inch, and then use a 1/2 inch ratchet to break them loose, and then, you know, a 1/2 inch gun. My electric gun wouldn't do it, which I'm very disappointed.